There are so many topics to discuss with Noble Ape. It's actually rather interesting, not even really planning a video series, but just planning to record on a regular basis associated with the simulation. And one of the topics that is very poorly understood, but you learn very quickly as you develop this kind of software, is associated with probability. It was one of the things actually that got me developing this kind of software a long time ago. There was a book called Write Your Own Computer Fantasy Games, which I read when I was probably about 7. And I should actually have a copy of the book that I can wave in front of the screen as well. But you can actually download it free as a PDF now. And it gives you a complete understanding of what the book was about and how amazing it was for me as a boy. I had a background of role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, these kind of games, which were all dice-based probability. And I also had a really keen interest in writing computer software. And these two things came together with writing Noble Ape. Now, the background with Noble Ape is that I'd written landscape visualization, I'd written antiviral software, I'd written a wide variety of different things, games, and all the software came together in Noble Ape. It was a collection of things that I had already written in some regard, and just a way of putting them all together. And part of that really was a keen understanding of probability, which just doesn't translate. I mean, with the 2000 election in the US, I realized that people had no understanding of probability. And when you develop this kind of software, you understand, what stochastic forces are, various notions of normalization, just notions of basic probability. And also, because you have so many of these simulations, I mean, Noble Ape probably, just counting off the top of my head, is 8, 9 simulations all running at the same time, all interacting, passing information backwards and forwards. It's a lot of stuff going on. And these simulations, you can turn the probability on and off for some of them. You can make some of them directly responsive. You can add probabilistic noise into some of them. But when you start working with these systems and also how these systems interact, you get some amazing principles which you don't, well, you can get in the natural world. I mean, what I love doing with Noble Ape is running it, finding these things, and then talking to biologists about where this occurs in the natural world. And one of the things associated with this is that complex systems, like with lots of different kinds of plants and animals, for example, in an environment, they reach these points of stability. And that's something that you find, that irrespective of all the probability that's going on, you'll find points of stability through these simulations, which come through a variety of different factors, but really come through this notion of the gestalt, which is everything kind of working together in some regard. So you find all this stuff through simulation. But probability is really the start, and I wanted to give some introduction to how I got started with Noble Ape, and also Write Your Own Computer Fantasy Games. Any opportunity to plug that book. Always a good one. Oh, and Happy Easter. This is actually Easter today, so for those that celebrate Easter, Happy Easter. For me, it's going to be a slightly working day. My wife is making a lamb roast, however, which is always a good thing.